Well, the much-anticipated deployment of soldiers on the Cape Flats will take place soon, but not today. The SANDF says the necessary paperwork still needs to be put in place. Police Minister Bheki Cele announced the Army's deployment to the hotspots following a spike in serious crime and murders. It has been welcomed by the Western Cape government and the city of Cape Town, but there are still reservations about having soldiers on the ground.
More police officers in gang-infested areas in Cape Town, but yet to be joined by soldiers. President Cyril Ramaphosa has given the green light, but the SANDF says some groundwork still needs to be done.
We will deploy once all our systems, we're satisfied with all the systems that we're going to be putting in place for the deployment. I will not be able to give you the exact time, but we will be deploying pretty soon. We need to make sure that all deployment papers are in place. We need to make sure that our soldiers have received full orientation of the area and we know where we are going to.
However, the Social Justice Coalition says the deployment of the army could have unintended consequences for communities. It says government should rather have considered an equitable and rational allocation of police resources in affected communities.
The army are issued with assault rifles, with machine guns, and so the possibility of a shootout happening in any of these spaces would have dire consequences for civilians that are in that space at any given time. We've also seen previously where the army comes into a space, that level of authoritarianism has psychological impacts on communities.
Currently, there's a high police presence in areas such as Philippi East, where 11 murders were committed last week. Residents of nearby Manenberg say they're happy about the deployment of the army.
I think they will shake up. The boys that ran around with the guns or whatever, then they will shake up and think, no, that is the end. We must stop. We must stop there.
Western Cape Premier Alan Winde says they welcome the intervention as serious crime and gangsterism have spiralled out of control. Vanessa Puna, SABC News, Cape Town.